Greetings to all my viewers who are watching this session on upcoming consultancy request for proposal for preparation of feasibility study for development of multimodal logistic park and detailed project report for external trunk connectivity infrastructure to the multimodal logistic park site at Anantapur and Vishakhapatnam in the state of Andhra Pradesh. National Highways Logistics Management Ltd has been assigned the work of RFP for preparation of feasibility study for development of multimodal logistic park and detailed project report for external trunk connectivity infrastructure to the multimodal logistic park site at Anantapur and Vishakhapatnam in the state of Andhra Pradesh. The RFP was floated on 30th July 2022 with bid submission deadline being 30th August 2022. However, as per the latest corrigendum issued on 29th August 2022, the bid submission date is now extended to 2nd of September 2022. It may be noted that this RFP is the third call for the bidders, previous two bids not going through for various reasons. Bidders are currently required to submit their bids as per scope of work given and as shown in the current slide. Two numbers MMLP, that is Multimodal Logistics Park, are to come up at Anantapur and Vishakhapatnam in the state of Andhra Pradesh. The proposed site for Anantapur MMLP is located in Gondipalli as shown in the simplified Google map. Bidders consultant shall evaluate the feasibility and recommend the most suitable site for MMLP at Anantapur. The area shown is indicative which may not be accurate since it is to be evaluated by the successful bidder or consultant but gives a fair idea about the proposed location. The second proposed site for Vishakhapatnam MMLP is located at any of the three identified locations of Valluru, Thadi, and T. Shirsapalli villages in Anakapalle Mandal and as shown in the indicative Google map. The successful bidder consultant has to evaluate the most suitable and feasible site for MMLP Vishakhapatnam. For road trunk infrastructure connectivity for the proposed MMLP, the site may be developed by connecting to nearby arterial roads. Similarly, for rail connectivity, the proposals to connect to nearby railway lines should also be submitted by the consultants who get selected in this bidding process. I now share a brief history about the multimodal logistics parks and how it was conceived at the highest level in the central government of India with a mandate to the Ministry of Road Transport and Highways for its implementation. About a year ago, sometime in July of 2021, in the Lok Sabha session of the Parliament, the Honorable Cabinet Minister, Shri Nitin Gadkari ji, in a written reply to question raised by Honorable MP Shri Jaydev Galla on 22nd July 2021, gave a recap on multimodal logistics parks and the roadmap for its implementation. The Cabinet Committee on Economic Affairs or CCA in October 2017 approved the phase 1 of Bharatmala Pariyojana covering 24,800 kilometers of roads in addition to 10,000 kilometers of residual NHDP of the National Highways Development Program with a massive financial outlay of INR 5,35,000 crores or approximately 7.1 billion US dollars. Over and above this, CCA also mandated MORTH, that is Ministry of Road Transport and Highways, to develop 35 multimodal logistics parks or MLP across the country. The status of 35 MMLPs along with the land acquisition and status of detailed technical assessment we shall discuss in the subsequent slides. These 35 MMLPs are to be developed under PPP, that is Public-Private Partnership mode on design, build, finance, operate and transfer, also called as DBFOT. The implementation agency will be MORTH, that is Ministry of Road Transport and Highways. The bidding documents were under preparation last year in the month of July and August 2021, comprising of model concession agreements and the request for proposals, many of which have already been floated. Based on the outcome of DPR feasibility studies and the approved bidding document, tenders would be invited from the companies. The status of land acquired or under acquisition or under identification for almost 35 such MMLPs is shown on the screen. MMLP at Guwahati is under construction by NHIDCL, that is National Highways and Infrastructure Development Corporation, and 190 acres of land already identified and in possession of Government of Assam. MMLP at Nagpur, Chennai and Bengaluru is also in advanced stage with land identified and in possession or under acquisition. The present RFP for Anantapur does not figure in this list, which was 1 year ago, but MMLP at Vishakhapatnam finds mention in this list with its status as pre-feasibility in progress and land parcel to be identified. MMLP also figured in the recently concluded monsoon session of the Lok Sabha, wherein on 28th of July 2022, Honorable MP Shri Ramesh Baduri had requested for a status update via this question number 2034 in the Lok Sabha. In a written reply by Honorable Cabinet Minister Shri Nitin Gadkari ji, the statement was laid on the table of the House and is currently shown on the screen. MMLP in Anantapur at serial number 11 and MMLP Vishakhapatnam at serial number 26 figure in the list of priority MMLPs and the status shown as DPRs under process. With this brief history on MMLPs covered, we now move on to the scope of work and terms of reference for this detailed project report preparation, which I shall briefly discuss with all of you. The terms of reference, or in simple language, the scope of work is broadly identified and shown on the screen. Development of multimodal logistic park is proposed to improve the logistics efficiency of the country, enabling reduction in logistics cost. It is proposed to develop logistics park in 35 cities with high freight movement, covering more than 50% of the total road freight movement in India. Now, what could be the functional requirements of a logistic park? Number one, freight aggregation and distribution. Logistic parks act as hubs for freight movement, enabling freight aggregation and distribution. Freight from production zones will be shipped to the nearby logistic parks, where it will be aggregated and shipped to a logistic park near the consumption zone on a larger size vehicle. Freight arriving at the destination logistic park will be disaggregated and distributed to the consumption zones inside the city. Multimodal freight transportation. With Gati Shakti National Master Plan for Multimodal Connectivity gaining prominence and prioritization, logistics parks with road and rail connectivity will enable multimodal freight transportation. This aids freight transportation on long haul, that is between hubs, to shift from road to rail and waterways wherever possible, thereby reducing the freight cost. Storage and warehousing. Logistics park provide modern mechanized warehousing space, satisfying the special requirements of different commodity groups. With higher proportion of mechanized material handling, warehousing in logistics parks will reduce storing and handling losses. Value-added services. Logistic park also provide value-added services such as packaging and labeling. inventory management, quality checking, custom clearance with bonded storage yards, heating, sequencing, tracking, tracing, etc. at logistics park. Further set of services include management of inbound and outbound activities on behalf of the tenant, just-in-time and just-in-sequence delivery to local customers, direct delivery to international customers from the facility and reverse logistics. The primary objective of this consulting assignment is as below. The client or the National Highways Logistic Management Ltd intends to appoint a consultant whose objective shall be preparation of feasibility study for development of multimodal logistic park and detailed project report for external trunk connectivity infrastructure to multimodal logistic park site at Anantapur and Vishakhapatnam in the state of Andhra Pradesh. The outputs of the study should be directly usable for bidding out development of a multimodal logistic park. Necessary detailing of master plans, engineering design and drawings for MMLP and detailed engineering design and drawings for the external trunk connectivity infrastructure to MMLP comprising of road and rail needs to be carried out by the consultant. Necessary stakeholder alignment and statutory clearances for the same will also need to be carried out by the consultant. Post completion of the assignment, the consultant will have to provide assistance to the client during the appointment process for the PPP concessionaire to address queries on the feasibility study report process and the business model. The scope of work specified below is not exhaustive. The consultant shall be required to carry out additional works, if any, to meet the objectives stated above. It must be noted that no other consultant will be appointed till appointing the developer for the project. The consultant should get all the requisite approvals in the name of the client, PSV, SPV, from the Indian Railways, MORTH, state governments, and or any other stakeholder for the project. The client will provide all assistance to the consultant in getting these approvals. However, responsibility of getting these approvals rests with the consultant. The general scope of work for this assignment includes, but not limited to, the following major tasks: understanding key needs for providing a hub for freight aggregation and disaggregation across multiple modes of transport, along with storage space and value-added services, all within a single facility. Understand and benchmark best practices internationally and across India. Location suitability analysis based on site and other primary surveys about the project sites and the project influence area. Review of all available reports, relevant reports, and published information. Infrastructure gap assessment, planning, design for road, rail, ports, air, inland waterways connectivity wherever possible and applicable. Preparation of DPR or the detailed project report for external trunk connectivity infrastructure for rail and road. Based on infrastructure gap assessment, including activities related to land acquisition and getting statutory clearances like environmental clearances, forest clearances, for obtaining the external trunk connectivity infrastructure to the nearest national highway and railhead. Market survey and demand assessment to understand quantum of potential demand for minimum 45 years period. Design of various options for master plan with services including facility planning. Development of basic engineering design for the finalized master plan for the MMLP, including detailed reconnaissance and topographical surveys. Assess the parameters to increase the efficiency and reduce the logistics cost. Further, the consultant is required to carry out the means to minimize the inventory time for optimal utilization of MMLP, provision of technical specifications for operation and maintenance of the proposed MMLP, financial and economic viability of the project with detailed assessment of possible institutional mechanisms for implementation, keeping also in view multiple scenarios in view from perspective of stakeholders, listing out anticipated benefits and challenges of each scenario, suggest the most viable model, lay out detailed implementation plan, guide NHLML to implement it on ground within the specified time frames. Carrying out EIA and EMP including social impact assessment, including analysis of cultural properties, natural habitats, involuntary resettlement, etc. Based on the study, the consultant shall ensure environment clearance and also carry out additional studies, if any, based on the TOR issued by SEIAA. Comprehensive assessment of internal and external risk along with suitable mitigation measures and strategies. Alignment of relevant stakeholders such as MORTH, NHAI, NHLML, railways, potential developers and operators, local and state government, etc. on key recommendations and project outputs. Activities related to land acquisition and getting statutory clearances like environmental clearance, forest clearance for MMLP and external trunk connectivity infrastructure. Preparation of bid documents and draft concession agreement, assistance to the NHLML during the procurement process for the contractor addressing queries on the DPR process and business model. Having discussed on the above, we now come to an end for today's session. Please do not forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and also press the bell icon to receive all future updates and videos that I post on my channel. In case you like my videos, please like, comment and share it in your network too. In my next video, I shall be providing more insights into similar projects.